Welcome to another episode of Does This Podcast Suck? This is episode 62. As always, MT is here.
Pork chop sandwiches.
And Kyle.
I am a computer.
Close
What? Are you even trying anymore?
I'm
really not.
a computer, I guess.
I'm a computer.
Stop
all the download.
Stop downloading. Yeah, do that. Don't do that anymore.
Who wants a body massage?
All right, that's it for this week.
Sorry, I just watched like a bunch of those the other day, so I have it stuck in my head.
G.I. Joe.
Body massage. Body massage.
So, despite the fact that it's been like 3 weeks, there's jack shit happening, really, in the land of news. Although, lots of game releases that we'll talk about. Fun stuff going on. So, I guess we'll jump right into it. The first thing we got, John Romero is working on another new FPS. He's working with a Carmack, but not John Carmack. But Adrian Carmack, who is also awesome.
Yeah, he worked with John and the other John Carmack at id Software on the original Doom.
He's one of the graphic artists.
So, good pedigree to start things off. But
yeah. Called Black Room?
John Romero's last game didn't really do so well, from what I heard.
Well, maybe with the help from someone else.
But it had a good tagline, though, before it came out. John Romero's gonna make you his bitch.
God.
In a game that's god-awful.
One thing, too, they're going to be making the game, but I have to say I respect on this. They basically canceled the Kickstarter for now because they're going to make a gameplay demo. Because everyone's like, I need to see what you're doing, you know? And I respect that, because launching with some actual gameplay footage, that's pretty, you know, at least if I'm going to basically pre-order 2 years ahead of time, getting to see what the game's going to fucking look like would be nice. At least give me some fucking, like, you know, a concept video. So they're putting the Kickstarter on hold while they work on that. So that's cool.
All I need to know is how much Satan is in the game.
All of it.
All right, cool. I'm in. I'll take 8.
So weird. They're both. I don't know. It just says a new first-person shooter is being built at Nightwork Games in Galloway, Ireland. And yeah, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff about it.
Yeah, their original video for it was a rip-off, not rip-off, but like an homage to the end of episode 8 or 7 rather. With I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but we're like, I think it's Adrian Carmack. He gets out of like this car and starts walking up this hill, and you see John Romero off in the distance with his back to the camera, and yeah, it's fucking stupid when I think about it now, but he comes up behind John Romero and like John Romero turns around, pulls the hood, and he's the jacket he's wearing off, and looks at the guy, and Adrian hands him a mouse and keyboard. That's the end of it. It's fucking ridiculous.
Funny. At any rate, yeah. I can't get that excited because there's nothing to look at yet, but it's cool that John Romero and Adrian Carmack are making a game. That's pretty much all I have to say.
Well, they have a lot to live up to now with Doom being awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. MT's been spooging all over Doom.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right, he's been dry humping all over Doom.
That's better.
That's more accurate. In some actually pretty cool news, finally from YouTube, they're finally doing something less douchey. Okay, and it's one of these things I don't even understand why it wasn't the way they did it to begin with. Because, okay, I'll just get into it instead of talking about it for 10 minutes before I name it. They're going to give people the money that was earned during a dispute for one of the content ID, disputes. And it's just like, I genuinely don't understand why they didn't do this from the start. Like,
Yeah.
if someone IDs your video falsely and you win the dispute, they do it the first few days your video's up, but that's when most of the hits roll in, and you get totally fucked. And you have no recourse. And it was like incentivizing companies to just fucking lie because there's never any consequence for this. Or just like, it's cool they're doing this, but I'm almost still kind of mad that they're just doing this. Like,
Yeah.
this should have been done as soon as the fucking Content ID system rolled out. Like, the fact that it wasn't this way when they fucking designed it is mind-boggling. But, kudos to them for finally fucking fixing it. I don't even know, it's been, what, like 4 or 5 years at least that they've been doing this shit?
Something like that.
Ugh. But at least they're doing something.
Baby steps.
I guess. God. I'm just like, it can't wrap my brain around like how it took them this goddamn long. Like the biggest duh ever.
At the very least, after like a couple months of, wow, these people are being douchebags. Maybe we should change this.
Yeah. Even if
You think that would've done it.
somehow they couldn't foresee this very obvious fucking thing. Still, come on. No, whatever. It's good that they're fixing it though. I'll say that. Thank you for doing what you should have done originally. Anyhow, so that's cool. Thumbs up there. Maybe keep doing good things and, maybe fix the whole Content ID system being an enormous, harassing piece of shit. But that's the whole thing for another day. I'm pretty sure Total Biscuit ranted about that for like 2 hours. So I'm not even going to bother. One of those rare people that has even bigger, angrier rants than I do. That guy can rant. I'll tell you what. It's amazing. One topic for as long as we do an entire podcast for. It's amazing.
He's got a gift.
He does. An angry, angry gift. So another good news. Mighty Number 9 has finally gone gold. They fudged that date a bit. The new date is going to be June 21st for North America and Asia, and June 24th for the rest of the world. Didn't quite hit summer, but whatever. At least they didn't delay it to fucking November. People were really freaking out about that for a little while. What was it, November? I think? Something like that? Like November 2nd, and they realized they're reading the date wrong or some kind of shit.
All I remember is it's supposed to come out last year and it never fucking happened.
Yeah, pretty sure it was spring of last year. They're a bit late.
Just a bit, yeah. But hey, better late than never, I guess.
Yep. In annoying news, though, they just put portable versions for PlayStation Vita and Nintendo will follow at a later point, and that's it. That's all they said. No estimates. Not even if it'll be this year. Just
2019.
yeah, we'll get it later. Fuck you. Which is annoying because I bought it for 3DS. I bought it for like every platform because I thought it was going to be the hottest shit ever. And then I saw the beta and I was like, oh, gonna be one of those. But whatever. It'll still be fun.
Better be fucking good.
I'm gonna play that and then I'm finally gonna play 20XX. So, hey, at least they went gold. It took them fucking long enough, but it's finally happening.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Like, hey.
Right.
So Nintendo's gonna do Nintendo things, and they're not gonna go to E3 and do a presentation, blah blah blah. And they've set March 2017 for the NX release date, but they're gonna be having a delay on Zelda the next year with it, but still releasing Zelda for the Wii U as well as the NX. And I think their intention is to have some Zelda shit at E3, if I am not mistaken.
Zelda will be the only playable thing they'll have at E3.
Yeah, which is weird. Why do they only have one thing?
Because Nintendo.
Why are they so weird? I don't understand. Is that because it's the only fucking game that they're working on, literally?
Probably. I mean,
Is
the only
there
other
anything
game that we're
else?
working on was Star Fox, and that's out. So
Yeah, it's out and it's... it's out of the closet now.
So I'm sure it's still way too early, but as of right now, I still have no reason to buy the NX anytime soon. Like I don't see what they could possibly add to the NX version of Zelda to make me want to like make the jump right away.
Better graphics, 1080 at 60 frames.
I don't care enough to spend $300 on a new console for 60 frames per second.
Well, it might be running at 720 at 30 on the Wii U for all we know.
Still don't care.
Well, I care. Maybe. I might possibly, I think, care. Kind of. A little. I don't know. We'll see. I like good graphics. If it's backwards compatible with Wii U, I'm on board. If it's backwards compatible with Wii U, it should also be backwards compatible with Wii. So, if they got one of them 3 consoles in one deals, sure, why not? Whatever. I'll give the Wii U to someone that needs it. Or something, I don't know.
After being completely disappointed by the Wii U, I have no interest in buying an NX anytime soon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say completely disappointed.
I still haven't even used mine.
I guess I can see what you mean. I feel like the games are good, just none of them are good enough to make me not play other games.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to play Uncharted 4 now or finally play Bayonetta? I want to play Uncharted 4 now. Like, that's what sucks. Like, every time I finish a game, I'm like, okay, what am I going to play? And I could have played Nintendo games, but instead I started playing Far Cry 3. And then Uncharted is coming. And then I'll have Doom to play. And then I'll have to go back to Far Cry 3. And then I have other shit. And I'm just like, I'm never going to play this.
Well, I look at it this way. The game I played the most on my Wii U was Wind Waker HD, which I could have played on the GameCube, which I still own. So why I have no fucking desire whatsoever right now to buy the NX. Like I don't even know what it would take to get me to be interested in it, really.
More games. Good ones.
Maybe if they announce a new Metroid game that doesn't sound completely shitty, I'll be interested. But other than that, like, I just don't really care at this point.
I want to see a Metroid game. Like, I like what they were trying with Other M, but it was just bad.
The gameplay was fine. It was the story was fucking stupid.
I want, like, you know how Mega Man X kind of stayed relatively the same, and then they tried X7, and it was like, ugh, and then X8 was back to normal again. I'm probably the only one that's played any of these games. But I want a continuation of Super Metroid. Metroid Prime is cool. You know, it's a cool thing. I want another Super Metroid style. Like, sort of how they made new Super Mario Brothers. I want, like, new Super Metroid. Like, that would be cool to me. And keep making Metroid Prime games. I don't give a fuck. Make them both. Make, like, 15 different Mario games. They're making new Super Mario Brothers and Mario Galaxy, so shit, try that with Metroid. Make a 2D one and just don't give it to a studio that turns Samus into a blubbering idiot. Baby.
Should do what they did with the handheld Zelda games and give it to Capcom.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Capcom would do a good 2D Metroid, I'm sure of it.
Probably. Wait, which one did Capcom make?
They did Minish Cap. I believe they did Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Yeah, they definitely did those, actually, now I think about it. But I don't think they did Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. I think that was just Nintendo itself.
I mean, I feel like whoever's making new Super Mario Brothers could probably take this on.
Yeah.
It's in the same vein, right? And they've made quite enough new Super Mario Brothers games, I might add. I'm done with that. We're good. Like, for a while. I don't know, maybe... It's like, do you make one new one because you have a new console, or do you just lay off it for a while? I don't know.
Hell, I'd even like to see another 2D Zelda on the NX. Like, the fucking Link Between Worlds was amazing. That game was great.
Yeah.
More of that, please.
Just make it look really good, but have it move on a similar world as the
and don't
ones.
make it fucking like where you need 4 people and it to be a full moon and to be the surface of Jupiter to be facing the westward.
What is their
and
fucking obsession with shit like this? In that new Metroid game that looks retarded, like Federation Force or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is gonna play that? Who is that for?
People that don't know any better.
Is that for? No one cares. No one. Like, we all watched that and went, really?
Well, like, I didn't even know it was a Metroid game until the title came up.
Yeah, exactly. We were like, wait, what? So I don't know. They just they have such talent and they put quality out, but sometimes they just fail at the concept stage. It's so weird. Like Nintendo makes quality, but sometimes just has just straight up bad ideas. Like, it's cool they try, but sometimes damn, I don't know. Some of it is just shit that people just don't want to deal with. Like, I guess if I tried out Star Fox, the problem is I see Star Fox and I'm just like, ugh, like they're just not drawing me in with it. And it's not even like I don't like new things. It's like we've done this song and dance now with the Wii and your Wagglewares, and I'm just tired, And so I see this gimmicky bullshit where it's like, oh, aim with this and then fly around with your TV, and I'm like, no, just make it good and make it normal, like, and give me both motion controls and normal ones if I want to. Like, what is this? But I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo needs to do. Well, first off, they need to hire more people so they can put more games out.
Yeah.
And they need to make a console that developers want to develop for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to keep buying a Nintendo console to just only play Nintendo games.
And I forget, sometime this week I saw a rumor, which again is a rumor and might not even be true, but someone was saying that the NX will be probably slightly less powerful than the Xbox One, which makes no fucking sense to me at all.
Please let that be a rumor.
I really hope it is, because I don't see the point of making a console that is not as powerful as the most powerful console out right now. It just makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's gonna be less powerful than the weaker one. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Just they're using off the shelf PC hardware, for Christ's sake. Just go to AMD and be like, give me a thing. They make all the shit you need. They make processors and GPUs. They'll give you a good deal.
Yeah,
For
seriously,
the love of God.
One of the best things these consoles have done is gone to an x86 PC architecture, because developers know how to use that already.
Well, it makes it easier for them. They make it once on PC and just port it over.
Oh, another thing I saw that was rumored is they're going to go back to carts.
Oh, I don't care. That's the only reason I would care about that is if it doesn't have a disk drive and it's not backwards compatible, and then I'm going to be like, because there's not going to be any games, and it's kind of like, okay, when PS4 came out, and I had to go back and use my PS3, and it was all slow and terrible by comparison. Like, it sucks. Like, I just want to use the new thing, even if it's to play old games. It gets you more. You're just more into it. Like, you'll use it for everything. And it's like, oh yeah, I never beat this. I'll just stick it in my new console and play it. I don't have to dig out the old one. I don't have to fuck with that. I'll have all this nice new interface upgrades, blah, 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 right? And to have to... I don't want to deal with two consoles.
Well, the problem with that is the cell architecture in the PS3 was so radically different from anything else at the time.
Yeah, I know. Nintendo, though, doesn't have that excuse.
No.
They could easily... if Xbone can do it, I don't think that the Wii U is radically different from the 360 in, actuality. I think they're fairly similar architecture-wise. I could be wrong, but it's not crazy shit like Cell, So, it's definitely doable. And then, like I said before, if they could do that, they can also do Wii. Because they already did it. It might run under, 3 layers of emulation. God damn it if it works. It works.
Okay, first you have to go into the Wii U menu on your NX, and then from there you have to go to the Wii menu.
You have to open the Wii. 9 levels down, you can play Nintendo games. It's fucking amazing.
But only if you have the cart. You can plug that into the disk drive.
You need the cart adapter.
The USB to cart adapter.
And to plug that in, you need a GameCube controller adapter that's USB. And into that, you can plug in a Game Boy adapter. And into that, a Nintendo cart adapter. And a 32X Sega CD.
It'll be the fucking 32X all over again.
And while they're at it, lower the price of your fucking emulated games. God almighty, $8 for a Super Nintendo game is not okay. But that's a discussion for another time. Or many times, because I mention it all the time, because I hate it.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Really? I say it a lot. That's weird.
Yeah, strange.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind them using cards. It sucked just be like a fucking SD card is all they just boop throw up an SD card. That's fine. It would suck because that means there's probably no disk drive.
I mean, SD cards can hold more than Blu-rays can anyway, so...
Yeah. How big is Blu-ray?
I think 50 for double-sided.
That's what I thought.
Dual layer, not double-sided, dual layer.
25 per layer, 50 for dual layer. Yeah. So, yeah, you can easily... A 64 gig card is pretty fucking cheap. And
As long as they don't go the Sony route and make proprietary memory.
Yeah. God, Nintendo Duo cards.
Oh, good God. 16 gigs
Nintendo.
will call you $80.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have to do something stupid with the name.
Ninduoto.
Nintendo cards.
Just made myself die inside a little. I was going to look this up and I got distracted by retardation. How much does an SD card at 64 gigs cost? $20. Oh, they could definitely get it for less than that, though.
Oh, yeah, you can buy them in bulk. No problem.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that I think the micro SD cards somehow cost less, even though they're smaller. What? Why? Even makes sense. Oh, no, they're about the same. Just the brand. Anyway, yeah, that shit's cheap. They probably make them for like $5. They get them wholesale, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't mind that. It would just suck to lose discs. And if they use something standard like SD cards, I'll give them props. If they try and do some proprietary bullshit, I'm not going to be happy. I don't like that. It's icky. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like something dumb will happen and I won't be able to use them or something. Like, I don't know what it is. At least I don't know. I guess they'll make adapters that will plug into a USB port on your computer eventually anyway, but still. I don't want to deal with that. Just give me normal shit. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel here.
Unless they're really fucking worried about piracy. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, and, Nintendo likes to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, well, who knows?
Their signature style. In another interesting news...
Well, before we go off of Nintendo, I don't really know much about this since I don't care about either of these IPs, but there's talk of a mobile for phones games for the Fire Emblem series and Animal Crossing IPs.
Oh, really?
They haven't said anything more other than that, but yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, all right.
So for fans of those, they'll look forward to that in 6 months or whenever.
Yeah, I definitely
I'm sure
care
it'll
about
be
that.
full of like freemium shit.
NL is going
it has to be.
so happy.
It has to be.
It has to be. Nick and NL will be very pleased with that.
Fucking Miitomo's full of that stuff.
Yeah. I'm all about that. I'm definitely into the Miitomo. I love that it keeps giving me updates even though I literally haven't opened it since the day that I signed up. Hey, get on Miitomo now for a free fucking hat or something. Fuck you! Click me! Do it!
You know you want socks.
Jax.
I tried to play that fucking thing. Phone wouldn't let me.
It's probably for the
Maybe it's
best.
for the best.
You're not
I
missing
don't
much.
actually think I got past the screen where I created a guy. I was just like, I don't care.
It was interesting for about a week, and then it lost its luster.
I never thought it was going to be interesting in the first place. I was just curious, like a morbid curiosity, train wreck. It's cool that they're doing stuff. It'd just be nice if they made a real game. Like I don't need whatever this is. The equivalent of walking your Wii U Me around in Nintendo Land. Look, I'm walking around the game. Anyhow, yeah, I mean it's cool. It's cool they might actually be making real games, and they got that Pokemon thing going. Although, I don't know about that. Some of the shit I've heard about that sounds like crazy as fuck. Like having to like take an international flight to catch some of the Pokemon and just all this insane shit because you have to be like a certain distance in the air, and I'm just like, what? It's like they took that concept and just. I mean, I get it, right?
Took it too far.
It makes them rare, but it was like, okay, like maybe just like if you go to the top floor of like a skyscraper in your city or something, it gives it to you. Like what is this shit? Like you have to be 9,000 feet in the air or something. And it was like, it was high enough in the air that you would only get that high if you were taking an international flight, basically, was what my friend was telling me. I'm like, that's not going to happen. Not to mention, how the fuck are you going to do it if you're in airplane mode? How does that even work? I don't understand. And that makes me angry. But we'll see. Is that out yet?
I don't think so.
Probably looked at it. Pokemon Go, isn't that what it was?
Sure.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Release date 2016. I wonder where people get this information. By the way, all of what I said could be totally fabricated bullshit. Disclaimer there. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just things I'd heard. I hope that that's not what they do, because it sounds retarded. We'll see. Anyhow, in news about other stuff. Respawn is apparently going to be making a Star Wars game, and Respawn is owned by EA, right? So that all makes sense.
Yep.
So that's, that's interesting. It's going to be a third-person action title, helmed by the guy from God of War 3. Is that the director of God of War 3?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Asmundsson. Is that a real name?
Yes.
Asmundsson?
Yes, it is.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but yes.
That's how I pronounce it.
Or American, that's how you pronounce it.
Say it American.
Sorry, Stig.
He's either from the Netherlands or Germany. One of those two, I'm guessing. Graduated from Pittsburgh.
That's totally
Alright.
a Pittsburgh name. Yeah. The Pittsburgh Asmussens.
Pittsburgh ass munchers. So,
So, The Force Unleashed 3. Look for it soon.
oh God, please no. Man, way to take a great concept and fucking ruin it, right?
The first game was alright. The second one was lame.
It was a promise they didn't keep. Like, it promised more fun than it delivered on. I remember playing through the first one and getting bored like halfway through, and I was just like, I was running around some fucking stupid, like, weird demon plant area fucking thing. I don't know what the hell I was doing, and I was just like, this is stupid. I ended up just not playing anymore.
All I really remember of the second game was it ended very quickly.
Yeah, I remember, if
And
I'm
kind of
not mistaken,
abruptly.
I haven't played it, but I am aware that it is a very short game.
It was like 4 or 5 hours, I think.
God, that's like a fucking demo. I can't believe they wanted $60 for that.
Yep. And I bought it too.
Sucker. I think I bought it for like, $5 on Steam one day. I win!
Shut up.
No, I didn't. Huh. Couldn't even be bothered. I'm looking at all my Star Wars games, and it legitimately is not in there. That's funny as hell. I was like, yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Well, I take that all back then. And then the article mentions something about Amy Hennig's project at Visceral still being on the way. Galaxy of Heroes?
Galaxy
is
Heroes is
released.
something else. That's something else.
And the Old Republic is going strong. These are all useless updates. I don't know why they're in this article. Who is Visceral owned by? Is that also EA? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're the Dead Space people.
Dead Space. I wonder what she's working on.
She-Who.
Huh?
She-Who.
Amy Hennig.
She's working on the Star Wars game. For Visceral.
Or if either one of those is going to pull in stuff from the game that got canceled.
Oh,
Star Wars 1313?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I know they talked about wanting to use the assets from that for something.
It would be smart, because that was well received when they showed it off.
Yeah, it looked interesting. It's a good idea, but
They probably won't. I mean, maybe they'll use some assets from it, but I doubt it'll have anything to do with what they showed.
well, I know they were saying like they didn't know what form it would take. They could just as easily do like a movie or something off of the concepts from it.
just the graphics are going to be old by the time they get to it, so they're probably not even able to use it.
Well, not necessarily art assets, but or like finished art assets, but like pre-planned stuff like story and
Gameplay ideas.
yeah.
Gameplay ideas I could see. That'd be cool. Weird calling those assets. Like, the ideas don't... I don't know. I guess if they're fully fleshed out, then...
There still really hasn't been a lot of talk about the Visceral Star Wars game. Like, they announced it, and that's pretty much it. I haven't seen like a screenshot or heard anything about it.
I mean,
since
it's
then.
probably Probably because they literally just started.
And so far, EA's like current track of Star Wars games. That's probably all we'll really get until it comes out.
I don't mind that. I get tired of the hype machine sometimes, so I don't need to have it in my face fucking 24/7 like a Call of Duty game.
I saw they're going to start working on a Battlefront 2.
Yep.
So
Gonna be revolving around the new movie. Of course, I bet you anything it will come out like right about the time the second or that episode 8 does.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
That's plenty of time.
As far as a movie tie-in goes, it's probably one of the better ones you could have. I still don't give a shit about that game, but at least it's not total garbage.
Never know. Movie games are pretty unequivocally shitty.
I'm just saying, that's what I mean. It's not hard to beat. And even though I don't like that or care for the game, I recognize it's better than in pretty much any movie tie-in I've ever played, except Spider-Man 2. Fantastic game.
I
Will
don't
always be fantastic.
Like, how much of that was actually based on the movie, though? Really? I mean, I know it came around
I don't know.
at the same time.
It was a tie-in.
I guess.
The first one in the series was called Spider-Man the Movie, the game, or something like that. I don't remember. I don't have time to know things.
Spider-Man 2 was great.
Great movie, great game. And then 3 came out and destroyed the whole...
Burned it all to the ground.
Burn it all.
So they had to reboot it, and then that didn't work.
Oh, maybe it was just called Spider-Man.
So they said, fuck it, and gave it back to Marvel, kind of.
Well, at least
Spider-Man
this time it
also
looks like it might
Spider-Man
actually
movie.
work.
Why? Because Marvel knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It's funny,
Clearly.
my aunt thought it was weird that, I've heard a couple people go, oh, he's so young. I'm like, well, he's in fucking high school.
He's supposed to be.
He actually looks like a high schooler instead of a 30-year-old man playing
Yeah.
high school. I'm sorry, Tobey Maguire, you are not a high school student.
Yep.
And when he was supposed to be like college age, he had like fucking middle-aged neck fat going on. I'm sorry. You look 40. It doesn't matter how in
Because he
shape you are,
probably
you
was.
still look 40. Spider-Man has never been 40. Ever. Unless it's up in like an alternate universe. He has not progressed past his late 20s, early 30s. That wouldn't, I don't know. I'm just being stupid, but I like that they're actually starting with someone that looks young playing him.
Yeah.
And I think he was like 14 or 15 in the movie?
Something like that, yeah. It sounded like
That's
early
cool.
high school.
And Marissa Tomei is 50, so everyone just shut the fuck up about it already.
Yeah.
I like a hot, not frail old woman Aunt May. I'm totally cool with that.
And I thought it was funny. Someone pointed out the Aunt May character is basically Benjamin buttoning her way through the fucking Spider-Man series, getting gradually younger.
It's funny.
So video games, back to that.
Yeah, whatever.
Need something to talk about.
Hey, yeah. Hey, we have video games. And Disney Infinity is getting shut down.
Boo.
It's surprising,
one
honestly.
cares. I'm
It is.
surprised. They've got people like MT buying the figures and he doesn't even have the game.
I'm part of the problem. I should
You
have bought the
are
game.
part of it. No, you're not. You're part of the solution. You don't even give a fuck about the game. You just buy the figures. Hilarious.
But they're really good looking figures.
If everyone was like you, they would be fine. They could just never put. They should just. This is what they should learn from this. Fuck the game. Who gives a shit? Start making these figures and just lower the price and stop putting RFID chips in them. Boom. Make them $8. People will buy that shit like crazy.
Oh yeah, I bought 4 yesterday because they were on sale for $9.
Yeah, you were like, ooh.
Honestly, I think that was the only like shortcoming of the Disney Infinity games was the fact that they charged $15 fucking for those things.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
It was like Skylanders when it came out, like the figures were like, $10 tops, I think. And that seemed like an okay price. Would have preferred less, obviously, but and then they came out with theirs and it was like 15. Really?
I guess they figured they could charge a premium because they're Disney characters.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's what they thought because that's what Disney usually thinks. But, other than that, like everything I've heard about the game is that it was pretty decent too, and it didn't seem to be doing poorly.
Well, from what I understand, it's like they had they made way too many figures that
I'm
didn't
sure
sell.
they did. Like it
Because
came.
there's tons of shit just sitting on shelves waiting to be bought and just
Yeah.
produce too much.
Well, it's because they were charging a hell of a lot more than the next thing over. And there's enough of those on the market now that they can't really pull that off, whether they're Disney or not.
Yeah, I think once Lego started coming into the Toys to Life thing, it kind of brought that not the genre down, but it kind of spelled the doom for other non-Lego things, because Lego can have like 800 different fucking licenses.
Yeah, they can go wherever the hell they want, apparently.
Like Lego can make fucking Star Wars figures now, for crying out loud. They own some of that.
Well, they've already done that.
No, I know, but I mean like for Lego Dimensions.
Yeah. Well, they got like literally everything you can think of, it seems like, already for that.
Yeah, I mean they got fucking Back to the Future and Ghostbusters, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I've seen. Yeah, the Back to the Future ones, Ghostbusters, Doctor Who, fucking like the Batman, like all their usual DC stuff. Like Jesus, but I don't know how much do they charge for theirs. I've never really looked.
I haven't paid attention.
Plus, they got the fact that it's Lego, so like you can actually build different things with the stuff, and it like goes into the game like that.
Let's see, there's a DC Superman fun pack for Lego Dimensions that's normally $15. It's Superman and some sort of vehicle.
Wait, what?
What? It's Superman in a vehicle.
Yeah, most of the Lego ones have like a vehicle or some
What's not
other
to understand?
thing that actually, you know.
You mean the man that flies? What?
It might not be for him.
Who else would it be for?
I don't know. Maybe he wants
Lois Lane to drive around with him?
maybe he wants to take
Come
Lois
on,
out
honey.
take
Watch
Lois
out
out
for
on a
the
date.
flying cars.
I don't know. I don't make the damn things.
Batman vs Superman figures. No, it doesn't make any sense. Just like the movie. But up.
I mean, that's how a lot of stuff is. Like one of the starter packs they had, it was like one of the characters from the Lego movie, Batman, and Gandalf. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. They're fucking Lego. They can do what they
Everybody
want.
likes them.
Well, they were all in the movies. That's the
play
only reason
set.
why. But yeah, Marty McFly comes with a DeLorean. Cool.
Well, at least that makes sense.
And a hoverboard. Wow.
Well, shit. That's
But,
2 for 1.
That's $30 though for that
Nope.
pack. Good lord.
Not happening.
Yeah, apparently they're a little dickish
Jumping
with their prices too, I guess.
No thanks.
Little greedy cunty.
Although maybe there's like licensing fees involved with that. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like the Disney stuff didn't have that fucking excuse though. It was
yeah, they're
made
just
by Disney.
assholes. Yeah.
God, apparently they have Simpsons stuff too.
Yep.
Jesus.
They weren't kidding when they said dimension. They really meant our entire dimension.
They even have Lego Webhead? What?
Legos. What? Anyhow,
Yeah, Disney Infinity's going away. The developer Avalanche Studios is
Jim.
being shut down. Disney's basically getting out of the video game industry. Not completely. They can
Well,
still
they're gonna-
license stuff out, but they're not going to
Yeah.
do stuff in house.
they're just. I mean, they only had the one developer, right?
I believe so.
I have a couple, but I don't know. I've never really kept up with them because they usually made shitty games.
Oh, those epic Mickey games are supposed to be cool. Or they're supposed to be cool, but no one's ever played them. So
It's because they were Wii exclusive.
yeah, I am about to have that. I have one, and I still don't want to play it. That would require me finding my Wiimote and just ain't nobody got time for that.
I think I bought like the second one for the kids because it had like a 2-player function for it when we still had the Wii, and like I don't think even they bothered to play it. Like, oh, that's thanks. I'm gonna
Thanks
play
for this,
now.
Dad. I'm gonna do something else. Thanks.
Yeah, it sucks that they're completely closing them down and everything, though. It's like a lot of people losing their jobs.
You know, I feel bad because like okay, I work in IT, so it's already you always have that worry in the back of your head, but like the video game industry seems like even worse. They're just
Yeah.
constantly being
Yeah. They're
shuffled around and
very
treated
fickle.
like baseball cards. Like they have no I can't think of the word. It's late.
In some ways, it's good though, because that means that they have other places they can go to that are willing to take them in. But I mean, it's not everyone gets that lucky. But
There's so much like bullshit in that industry, though. Like even like for bigger ones, like Blizzard was tossed around so fucking much for the longest time too. Like we just
Loyalty
being
is the
shuffled
word I was
around.
looking for. They have no loyalty to their employees. Like they put in all this work and they just kick them out when they're done. Like, okay,
Yeah.
bye, thanks. Like, fuck. How does anyone make a living? I don't even know why anyone goes into this industry anymore. I just like, it's so fucked. Like, I feel like all the people that enter in are just young and don't know any better. and then they just constantly get fucked, and they're just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. If you don't make it to like game director, you're fucked forever.
Pretty
You
much.
will never have a steady paycheck, and they're going to work you 900 hours because that's just how the industry works somehow.
Yeah.
Like rampant salary abuse, and no one apparently does anything about it because
Well, they started to, but yeah, there's still a lot of like bullshit with that whole thing. And then even like there's even fucking game developers themselves who like defend that shit. Like I saw a whole thing about that like not long ago. I forget which guy it was, but he's
fucking
a total
Stockholm
douchebag.
syndrome.
Yeah, basically.
They've been slaves so long they don't understand what it was like on the outside. Like when somebody's only had shitty bosses and then they get a slightly less shitty boss, but as someone who's had someone that's a good boss, you're like, dude, your boss sucks. They're like, no, he sucks. He had you work 60 hours and didn't even give you a day off. He sucks.
I remember reading stories about that shit like during like crunch time and stuff. They'd even go so far as to like they'd
Putting
rent
beds.
out. Well, yeah, they'd sleep in the office and stuff. They'd rent out hotel rooms so that people could see their families.
Like, what the fuck?
It was like fucking prison or something.
How is that even remotely acceptable? Why would you even put yourself through this? Mind-boggling. Be like, yeah, I'm going home. Fuck you. I have a family. What are you gonna do? Fire me? Okay. You're just gonna fire me when we're done anyway. So eat shit. Yeah, that's just horrible. What a terrible industry. I feel bad for everyone going into video games now.
Yeah,
You just have a life of hardship ahead. You might make really good money for like a year and then spend 6 months unemployed. So good luck. Enjoy your $60K that you get for 1 year until the game is done,
yeah.
and then zero the next year.
I'll just say sometimes I'm kind of glad I dodged that bullet.
You did.
Just
You have a
all things
steady
told.
job.
Oh, this is who it was. Alex St. John. That's the fucker.
He has a stupid name too.
But yeah, he's the guy that created DirectX.
Oh, well, fuck that guy anyway.
Yeah,
Ugh.
pretty much.
Oh wow! And then I googled his name, and the first article is his daughter talking about what a piece of shit he is. It's funny.
Sounds like a winner.
Great guy. Anyhow, this is kind of a non-update, but Mass Effect Andromeda got pushed back to 2017 to the surprise of no one. Also, they're going to say something at E3 about it.
I
Shocking,
certainly hope so.
since they said something at the last E3 about it.
Maybe just enough to remind us it's still a thing.
Hey, we're still doing this. And in another non-news, unsurprising take, Project Spark got canceled, and no one gives a fuck because no one was playing it. This thing is most notable for being the thing that they fucking trolled the goddamn Earth with Conquer,
Yeah.
and then went, just kidding, it's for this piece of shit fucking freemium game. So, that was the biggest fuck you I've ever seen. Just kidding. We're not going to make a good game. We're just going to throw them in here so you can make a bunch of poop with them.
Like, surprisingly, Microsoft is not being complete douches about it, though. Like, nobody's getting laid off. They're, like, giving people a credit who bought the starter kit thing. So,
Yeah, that's cool. They're just moving them to other shit. They're probably all going to work on, like, Forza or something. Forza and Halo. We're going to do a racing game or a Halo game? Kill me. What else is going on? Oh, Battlefield 1 got released. Trailer got released. It's the rumors are true. It's
Battlefield in World War One. Hooray!
The name is super douchey, but it kind of makes sense because they never had a Battlefield 1, and it is about World War 1. So,
No.
I get it.
Was it like an alternate reality thing or something? Because
No,
what's
not.
with the dude
No.
wearing a cape?
There's a bunch of people fucking reporting this based on nothing.
Okay.
Literally, what you just said was the entire basis of whole articles.
Because the guy's wearing a
We've
cape.
got a cape, so fucking people
He's a vampire.
wore capes before. Like, it's not something that.
During World War One, though.
Yeah, I was just somebody made some big neckbeard post about it. They're like, this is an alternate reality. He named whatever weird gun he had. And he's like, yeah, and capes and fucking blah blah. And he's like, this is a thing that happened. Like, just chill. I don't know why that bothered me so much. Probably because, like, not real news outlets. Kotaku wrote a whole article, and it wasn't like Battlefield 1's coming. It's like Battlefield 1, the alternate reality shooter set in World War One. Like, completely positively identified it as this in the title, and later were like, oh, actually, everything in this article is bullshit. So, whatever. Because Kotaku is a horrible fucking news site. So that probably irritated me more just because I knew it was Kotaku, and I was like, stop it. Your fucking clickbait titles. God damn it, I hate that so much. But, I don't know, it looks interesting. I still doubt that I'll buy it, but I'm a little bit more interested just because it is a different time period. That's kind of interesting. It could be cool. It might take some of the, bullshit deaths out of the equation, just because there's so many just, like, crazy fucking things that you get killed by when you play a Battlefield game. Maybe you won't die so goddamn quick.
You know, a sniper 8 miles away on the other side of the map that kills you in one hit.
Yeah. Although, I mean, there's still, like, tanks and, it's not like World War One was modern combat. They still had, mortars and fucking planes, shitty planes, but still. And there's a big Zeppelin at the end of the trailer. I'm watching it as I talk about it. Also, the trailer has a really cool song in it, so although it's weird that it's a remake of whatever. Remake of Seven Nation Army. So, that happened. Could be interesting. I mean, it'll look amazing, I'm sure. It's a DICE game. And like all DICE games, it'll be completely broken at launch. Look forward to that. As I always say, don't pre-order DICE games. And, yeah, that's really all there is to say about it. Takes place in World War One, and there's a trailer. Did they announce a release date?
I want to say November.
That was October.
Yeah, it's either one of those, because I know Call of Duty is usually November.
It's on Battlefield.com, October 21st. So, yeah. Keep an eye out. Might be interesting. I like the World War One angle. I'm sick to death of World War Two. I still don't mind the modern setting. Future stuff's kind of cool. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, that's what Call of Duty's doing.
But Call of Duty
don't
sucks
really
dick, so
care.
At least Battlefield's still halfway decent. But I don't care either way. It's not their fault really. I'm getting sick of playing other people online. This is really what it comes down to. I don't care for it anymore.
It's not that the games are bad, it's the people are bad.
Well, yeah. I don't have the time to play to get good, so it's not fun. Sit me in front of a good single player game or a cooperative game, I'm down. Totally. Put me up against where I have to kill other people, I'm just gonna scream for fucking 4 hours while I play. It's just not gonna be fun. Not my thing anymore. I've done it a lot and I'm tired of it. So yeah. Anyway. This is funny. So adding to the list of 8 billion different launchers for PC, Bethesda now has their own. As of right now, the only thing there is to install in it is the Fallout 4 Creation Kit, which is for making mods for Fallout 4. So they've actually got that up and running now. Mods for PC and stuff, and then they're going to do a beta for console pretty soon. I think specifically the Xbox. There's not a whole lot there yet. I didn't look around a ton, but, official mod support stuff coming is nice. It's kind of what I've been waiting for, just for them to fix all the little annoyances. Things that I just didn't really like that much about the game. And the whole launcher thing is retarded. I installed it to look at it, and I was like, yep, so nope. Don't need it. Don't care. I don't know why they felt that they needed to make their own launcher. I swear to God, if they start selling their games...
fucking doing it.
If they Uplay that, I'm going to be so fucking mad. Granted, I have 16 gigs of memory, so it's not like I'm worried about it, but still, fuck off.
That's the worst. Buying a fucking Ubisoft game on Steam where it has to open up the Uplay launcher first before the game loads.
I know. It's annoying. They've at least improved it so it doesn't get in your way so much, but still. It's still less than desirable. 2 launchers to launch one fucking game. How many does it take? Like, seriously, fuck off. And then that's... Did we talk about Lionhead?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so that's a whole thing. Lionhead got closed. I think we talked about that in the last podcast,
Yeah, we
possibly.
talked about them closing. Yeah.
But you guys were telling me about some shit that was happening. Kyle, I think it was you. The whole drama.
I read the same article you did. But well, basically they apparently there were like supposedly there were a lot of offers, like high-end offers to buy the studio, but Microsoft was not willing to part with the Fable IP, so everybody that was offering like kind of walked on the deal. And even beyond that, like the studio itself, like they did not want to make that fucking Fable, what was it, Fable Legends or whatever it was called.
No one
Like-
there wanted to make it,
Yeah,
which is
they didn't
hilarious because no one here wanted to play it.
Yep.
So,
Like everybody was just like, nope, not getting that.
do not want.
Well, apparently they felt the same way, and like it really injured morale at the studio and everything. It was finally apparently starting to turn around when they were almost done, because they were almost done and could do something else. Like they had even
Yes, our torment is over.
It's so
they'd
sad.
even pitched a Fable 4 to Microsoft, and they were just like not interested, I guess. So that's 300 people out of a job.
The quotes from that fucking guy. He's like the most fucking British wanker sounding guy ever. Oh, it was funny. I can't find them now, but they were funny. Oh yeah. When they pitched Fable 4, they were actually looking at something like further into the future. And they're like, the goal was to hit the late Victorian proper far out Jules Verne shit. And he said, putting characters like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Jack the Ripper into this kind of weird, fucked up London environment. That guy's hilarious. And then he said, because it was R-rated, it would have the prostitutes and humor. I was like, man, this is going to be fucking brilliant. And everybody was really into it. And then Microsoft was like, nah, no thanks. We don't want to make good games. We just want to keep making shitty Halo games. Goodbye.
And Connect games.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for the news. This week has been a fun week for game releases. MT and I both bought 2 games this week: Uncharted 4 and Doom. And as I mentioned earlier, MT has been, dry humping about Doom for a while now. So how is it, MT?
Pretty fucking good.
Thanks, MT.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's surprisingly good, really. Like the multiplayer beta we all played was kind of meh.
Yeah,
It wasn't great. It wasn't
I
terrible.
was so sad after that. I was like, this is garbage.
But the single player, I'm only 2-3 hours into it so far, but the single player is really fucking fun. Just like the sense of movement you have in the game. You move like 900 miles an hour. It's fucking great.
It just sounds like fucking chaos.
It pretty much is, and it's
I love it.
it's kind of annoying at some points because like I'm so used to console shooters. Like I am completely shitty at PC shooters now. Like I'm missing easy shots and like
You're used to firing from the, aiming down the sights and hiding behind a cover, and this game just looks like,
you stand in one spot for like a second and you're
You are
not going to have a good time. Let's put it that way.
running in circles, the video game.
Which is fucking great because that's Doom. That's what Doom should
so
be.
it's like an old school shooter.
Yeah, exactly. It's an old school shooter in a world full of not old school shooters. That sounded better before I started talking, but you got the point I was trying to make. Like, and from what I understood, like the original pitch for Doom 4 was more Call of Duty-esque, which
They call it Call of Doom internally.
which just is not Doom. It's just not.
And that became the multiplayer.
Apparently, because that's pretty much what it is.
Call of Doomy.
Single player is a hell of a lot of fun. Not to use a shitty pun. I really didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I swear that wasn't intentional. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. You feel very powerful with some of the guns, like being able to run up to a demon's face and shotgun him in the head and watch his upper body explode. Pretty fun.
I hear that the rocket launcher is as disappointing in the single as it was in the multi.
I have not gotten that far yet. So far, you start off with a pistol with unlimited ammo, which you get like in the first like 10 seconds of the game.
Total Biscuit mentioned that pistol was total garbage, but
Yeah,
as soon as he picked up the shotgun, he was like, "Yes!"
It pretty much is. All the weapons do have upgrades, and your armor has upgrades too, so you can make the pistol slightly better. I'm not
Make the
deep enough.
pistol better by what? Just throwing it at people?
Yeah.
Because I watched him shoot it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I could throw
Well, like-
a rock that would hurt more than that."
You can like not aim down sights, but you can hold down the right mouse button and it'll like charge up a shot, which will fire like basically what amounts to three shots instead of one, which is still kind of weak, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And you find you find their second weapon, which is the shotgun. You find that probably like 5 minutes into the game, so pretty much
Awesome.
like unless you have no ammo, you're never using that pistol because, like I said, the pistol has unlimited ammo, and it's good for taking pot shots at people and maybe blowing up barrels off in the distance to not waste ammo on those, you know. So it's not that great so far. The only other weapons I picked up are the plasma rifle and the heavy machine gun, which is kind of cool because one of the alternate fire modes for the heavy machine gun is like I don't know what there's a specific term for this type of missile, but you fire like 6 like small missiles at people. If you hold down the right trigger, it charges up the missiles, and the longer you hold it, the more you can have, up to 6.
Like cluster missiles or whatever?
Yeah, kind of. But they don't fire out all at once. They fire like one at a time once you charge them up.
I see.
So that's kind of cool. There's an upgrade for it that's I forget what it does now, but it sounded really cool. I think it like reduces the charge time for the. No, that's not what it is. It's shit, I can't remember now.
And so you don't spend as much time in the menu as those retards showing off the game did, right? It's
No, not really.
Pretty
I mean-
much hop in there for a couple seconds, get the fuck out.
Pretty much. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, yeah. I mean, it's
you-
not like it's super hard to find stuff, but still, you go into the menu, find the upgrade you want, upgrade, and then go back to killing shit.
Did you watch that video, Kyle?
Nope.
It was fucking horrible. MT and I sat here, and he was visiting, and we watched it, and we were like, "Oh my god, please stop showing the." MT was like yelling, he's like, "Stop showing the fucking menus!" And he'd start searching through the video, and it was just like 10, 20 minutes of just like, we're like, "What are you doing?"
I understand that they were trying to show off the upgrade system, but I mean, that's not what I tuned into that stream to watch. I wanted to watch
Right.
Doom.
Just play the fucking You know what drove me crazy up until now was like they kept showing it off on a fucking controller. Like it's a PC shooting game.
Yeah.
Stop showing it with a controller and like talking about the menus for 10 minutes. Like, do you want it to fail? Holy shit. But then they showed it off running on that new GTX 1080. And the dude was just like sitting in the back playing on a PC. And I was like, whoa, this is different.
Did you find direct feed footage of that? Because I didn't.
Yeah. George
Oh.
Enrico linked me to it a little while ago.
Well, if you can find it after this, send it my way, and I want to look at it because I've only seen someone like shooting it on their cell phone.
Oh, really? Ugh.
I didn't look very long for it, but that's what I found.
All right, yeah. We'll have to put that in the video podcast article.
But yeah, like what they showed back at E3 when they first showed Doom, like ever since they showed that single player stuff, that game like caught my attention. Like it was just fucking gory and like over the top and pretty much like what you want from
Yeah.
a new Doom game.
We were all
And
like, yes!
it was like probably one of the best things I saw at that E3.
Hurt me plenty.
It was fucking great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game's really good. I haven't touched the multiplayer. I haven't done any of the snap map stuff, which I think it's just their map maker, map
Yeah,
editor.
I'm not going to do that.
I might check out a little bit here and there, but not like spend
I
a lot
might-
of time in it.
I may play the maps of other people. But it's probably going to be a while till a good one comes out. So
Yeah, and there's already tons of stuff in there from what I hear. People have already been busy making it.
yeah, I'm shitting out low effort maps. It'll be
So,
a bit
yeah.
until some
That-
good stuff comes through.
That game's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like I said, I've only played a couple hours, but it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of exploring to do in that game too, which is kind of nice. Like you can completely miss certain like guns, from what I understand. Like people have missed like the heavy assault rifle or heavy machine gun rather, which was it's crazy to me because like it doesn't like hold your hand and just give you, oh, you finished level 3, here's your shotgun. You actually have to go out and find the goddamn thing to get it.
It definitely seems to take an interesting approach to things.
The only like real negative right now is the map can be very confusing because
I saw that.
it's
It
a
looks
3D
really
map.
bad.
It's not a bad like map, but it's like just trying to figure out where to go is kind of not easy. Like I was trying to, I had heard in one of the videos I was watching of someone else playing where they said you could potentially miss the plasma rifle in the second level. So I went back to try to look for it and trying to like backtrack and find areas I hadn't gone through and ones I hadn't gone to. It just wasn't easy to figure out. And at some point I just gave up and said, you know what, fuck it, this is going to take forever. I'll just go finish the level and deal with it later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of that game. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As soon as I'm done playing Uncharted, I'm hopping right into Doom.
Yeah, I was
Can't
real
wait.
glad. I was real glad I finished Uncharted before Doom came out because I would have had a hard time like switching between the two.
So, speaking of which, Uncharted 4 has been fucking great.
Yes, so good.
Like, I'm almost done, but it's just so good. I like the addition of his brother. They're just, man, they are just so good at writing characters.
Yeah,
You know,
it also helps that he's voiced by Troy Baker.
Right.
It's fucking amazing.
Very good voice actor. And it's just so fun just playing the, like, you know, I've been talking to George, and he's like, Tomb Raider was better, and I was just like, yeah, but like, I just want to spend more time with these characters. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, the gameplay is, you know, it's fine. It's the usual shit, you know. But it's just so fun to get into that world again, spend time with Nate and meet his brother, and it's just, you know, and Sully and just all those people. It's just so fun, and I love the story, and it's fun. And one of the nice things they added to the game, because aiming has just always been, it's just not very fun. And in this game, they added some sort of snap aiming system where, like, it just like GTA basically, where you just hold down the aim button and it just aims at the nearest person. So you don't have to sit there and fucking boop, boop. Makes things go a lot quicker. And not to the point that you're like invincible because you just go boop, boop, like an aimbot, but it's just, it makes it less tedious when you have to go through a firefight. Like, you still have to go do good positioning, get the right guns, you know. But the act of aiming isn't such an, you know, a time-consuming pain in the ass.
Yeah. I just say that was the
Lining up
hardest
a
part.
shot in Uncharted is just the worst.
Yeah, like when I first played those games, like I played all 3 of them in a row, and it was the first time I had played a third-person shooter in years. So it was like,
And probably one of the most frustrating things is sometimes trying to make a headshot, you feel like you're playing KOTOR because you'll aim that fucking reticle right at their head and you'll see the bullet whiz by and you're like, what the fuck is this? I'm aimed at his head.
Yeah, that happened
The
to me
center
too.
of my reticle is in his face.
I was so pissed. Like, I know I shot him at least in the neck. He should be dead. Why is he still shooting at me?
Somewhere on his body should be filled with bullets. Because I just shot like 8. Yeah, that was something that always drove me crazy. So not having to worry about that as much was nice. I've just been, you know, jaunting through the game with my fucking auto aim bot. But, you know, it helps me focus on other things more, like where I'm standing or, you know, whatever. And man, there's just some badass shit in this game. Like, I don't know if this is in the last one, but if you jump from high up, you can land punch someone where you're just like, ah.
It was not. It was in this one for the first time.
Yeah, the first time I did that, I was like, oh.
That feels amazing.
I recorded a video of myself because I think I was swinging with his Indiana Jones rope. And then I landed on someone and punched them. And I was like, that was the most epic fucking shit ever.
All right, here's something you should try that I didn't know you could do. I believe if you do that and hold square while you're doing it, you will knock the gun out of their hands and it'll fly into the air and they will grab it.
That's awesome.
nice.
That's fucking
I need to
amazing.
try that because that's badass as
I want
hell.
to play it so much.
I know. If you don't have it by the time I visit, I'll bring it with me.
I feel like I should have it by then.
It's that game is so good.
Yeah.
I probably spent a good 60% of my time in the first couple hours just stopping to take pictures with the photo mode because it's a fucking gorgeous game.
It's definitely a good looking game. Nathan looks, of course, his character model looks much better than any of the others, except maybe his brother. His brother looks pretty good too, but man, there's times when they zoom in on his face and you're like, fuck, this is insane. You know, I was just reading too about how Sony has this team that, they work on these engines and stuff. And they were talking about how, like, this game looks fucking amazing. Like, what they've managed to squeeze out of these weak-ass consoles.
Yeah.
The team that does this engine for Sony, like, they use it for lots of things. As far as I know, Naughty Dog does not make, the engine. They just program in it. But, like, these people are, like, fucking, like, best of the best, because the shit they managed to squeeze out of the hardware is fucking insane.
Yeah, they're wizards.
They are. They're wizards of fucking Sony hardware. It's crazy. Like, there's points that I'm like, how? And, there's other points where you're just like, yeah, this just looks okay. But sometimes, man, they zoom in on someone's face or something. You're just like, fucking, it's crazy. Like, the detail, like we were looking at a screenshot earlier where you could see through his earlobes, like you could see the light piercing through, and like his hair in some spots was like just hanging down a little in his face and stuck up, and it was just like the detail level is insane in this game at some points. Like amazing how much they put into it. So
there are some parts of that game where like you just look at the background, it looks like a fucking like painting. Like they're just like masters of their craft with visuals. It's unbelievable the shit they can pull on their consoles.
Most definitely.
I have a couple screenshots that I took where in the photo mode you can have it so the player character isn't there or the buddy characters aren't there, so you can just have like the background. And I might use some of those for like my desktop wallpapers because they're just fucking gorgeous.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a beautiful game, and it's so goddamn fun.
I didn't really know what to think when I first heard they were making Uncharted 4. I mean, part of me was happy because I love that series, but the other part of me, like, once I finished 3, I felt like that was a really good place to stop. Like, they could have completely never made another Uncharted game, and I would have been happy because the storyline ended on such a like positive, like a very what's the word? There's a word I'm trying to think of. I can't.
Good note.
Yeah, it was like the perfect note, and I might as well just spoil it because the game's what, like 6 years old at this point.
Spoiler alert.
It ends with Nate and Elena getting married. And that seems like a really good like fucking place to stop. Like he has a wife. He's gotta be a normal guy from now on, and he didn't really need to be an adventurer anymore. And it was a really good spot to stop. And when I started playing, it was kind of interesting because you start off kind of like, well, not the very start of the game, but for the first chapter or two starts with you with Nate doing his day-to-day job, which was kind of cool. Yeah. And like I didn't expect that to happen at all. That was kind of interesting. He's doing like underwater salvage for some company, which is perfect for him. It's like what he should be doing with his life. Yeah. But like I said, when I first heard they were making a 4, I was like, I'll play it because I love that series. But I was like, they don't really need to. I think 3 was a really good ending point, and actually having played through 4, like it's pretty fucking clear they're not going to make another one, and they ended on a really good note again. And if they never make another Uncharted game, I will be perfectly happy because what they did make was fucking amazing. It was probably my favorite like series of games of the last generation.
That's good. All right, well, we'll end that on a high note. Game's fucking awesome. If you haven't, you should definitely buy it. MT will hopefully be doing a review soon.
I haven't started yet, but I will. I'm planning on it.
Gotta finish Doom first.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, shit's fucking awesome. So, as always, thank you for joining us, MT.
No problem.
And thank you for joining us, Kyle.
Yep.
Until next week, or next time, definitely not next week. Don't come here next week.
Don't be stupid.
Goodbye.